As you saw in my recent videos, like the one about Wolfie Coletti, incidents like these are becoming so common that no one seems hesitant to commit such acts anymore. What this woman did for tips is making everyone so concerned that people now need to think twice even before ordering food from these delivery services.
New details this morning. We're learning about a stabbing involving this delivery driver who delivers pizza. You can see her, she's cuffed here and being put into a cruiser. Osceola County deputies say Brianna Alvello stabbed a woman 14 times because she wasn't happy with her tip.
Take a moment to think about the kind of toxic society we are living in, where something as simple as ordering a pizza can lead to such unimaginable dangers. In a shocking incident, a delivery woman allegedly attacked a pregnant woman, stabbing her 14 times, reportedly over a $2 tip. This tipping culture needs to go away immediately. This is not the first time incidents like this have happened over not giving tips. Although they weren't this extreme before, as you know, incidents related to tipping are becoming more frequent and are reported almost every day.
This food delivery driver is furious over the tip she got.
You just saw what the last woman did over a $2 tip, but in this incident, the guy tipped this woman $8, and yet she was still furious over the amount.
I drove 40 minutes, and it was extremely far, and I got it to you early. So I don't think you realize where you work from.
That's a 15, 20-minute drive.
Why should that guy care how long you've been driving to deliver the food? You already paid for the delivery, and as a delivery person, you're also getting paid for your job. So why bring that up as a reason to demand a bigger tip? It was also reported that this woman lied to try and get more tips.
It's not. You need to try to drive it. I just drove it. It's 40 minutes.
Well, we decided to check for ourselves. The restaurant was in Comac, New York. The house was in Smithtown. According to Google Maps, that's a 5.5-mile drive and should take only 12 minutes.
In the end, this woman left with the food because she didn't receive the tip she felt she deserved, which once again raises questions about this toxic tipping culture.
You gave an $8 tip.
What the hell are you looking for? I gave an $8.
Okay, I'm going to bring the food back. I'm going to bring the food back. Okay.
In my opinion, this tipping culture should be banned immediately. Tipping should be optional, something I choose to do, not something forced upon me. No one should have to feel threatened or fear for their safety over not giving 15%, 20%, or even 30% tips. Everyone deserves the freedom to decline tipping without feeling guilty or facing these kinds of consequences and humiliations. Restaurants and delivery services should create a system where customers are not the only ones bearing the burden or becoming victims of harassment. Guys, let me know in the comments. How many times have you felt pressured into tipping because the staff gave you a glare that made you feel so guilty? You ended up tipping anyway. What do you think? Should tipping culture be banned? Share your stories in the comments below. Let's get back to our main incident. According to reports, the victim ordered a pizza totaling $33.10 and handed Alvaro a $50 bill expecting change. Alvaro claimed that providing change was against company policy, leading the victim to tip $2 after finding smaller bills. Alvaro reportedly left the scene visibly upset. Approximately 90 minutes later, Alvaro returned to the victim's motel room at the Riviera Motel with a masked male accomplice armed with a firearm. They forced their way into the room where the accomplice detained the victim's boyfriend in the bathroom. Alvaro then allegedly attacked the victim, stabbing her 14 times as she attempted to shield her 5-year-old daughter. The attackers fled the scene after destroying some of the victim's belongings. The victim was transported to a hospital where she underwent surgery for a ruptured lung and discovered she was a few weeks pregnant. She is currently in stable condition. Associated Press potential legal consequences. If convicted, Alvaro could face severe penalties, including lengthy prison sentences for each charge. Attempted murder and armed home invasion are particularly serious offenses in Florida, often resulting in decades of imprisonment. The legal system may seek to impose stringent sentences to serve as a deterrent against similar acts in the future. Impact on Alvelo's life. This incident has profoundly impacted Alvelo's life. Facing multiple felony charges, she is currently held without bond at the Osceola County Jail. A conviction could lead to a substantial prison term, effectively altering the course of her life over a $2 tipping dispute. Preventing future incidents.
Even if you are unhappy with a tip, you do not ever penalize the customer by removing the service. It would be the equivalent of a taxi driver not being happy with your tip and saying, well, I don't like that tip, I'm taking you back to where we started and dropping you off there.
That's a really good example. And I'm sure many of you will agree with me. Delivery services are supposed to make life easier for customers. But when incidents like this happen, they hurt not only the people involved, but also the businesses that provide these services. If these kinds of problems continue, people will stop ordering food because they feel unsafe or pressured. This would be a huge loss for the food delivery industry, which is worth billions of dollars and gives jobs to thousands of people. If customers stop ordering, many businesses will shut down, and a lot of people will lose their jobs. Now, I want to ask those delivery drivers or staff who expect unfair or high tips, what will you do if the whole system falls apart? What happens if customers stop using these services because they feel forced or scared? It's time to think about how this tipping culture could end up hurting everyone. Business owners and workers need to work together to create a better system. Delivery drivers should focus on giving great service so that customers want to tip them happily. Tips should be a choice, not something that's demanded or forced. Customers should feel free to decide how much to tip without feeling guilty, pressured, or scared. Forcing people to tip more than they want will only make things worse for everyone. The solution is simple. Businesses should make sure workers are paid fairly, so tips are just a bonus, not something they depend on. This way, both customers and workers will feel good, and the system will work better for everyone. So, what do you think? How can we make tipping fair for everyone without causing problems? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. Let's figure out a better way to handle this together. Here are some incidents that show how not tipping is becoming dangerous and how people are behaving so badly over not getting tips. This is very, very alarmingly concerning.
Out there in the rain and no tip! No tip!
I wasn't having the best day. Things like tips and stuff like that are important for me to be able to feed, my family.
Bro, if it's important for you to take care of your family, isn't it just as important for the people ordering the food to save money and take care of their own families? If you're in such need of money and feel your salary is too low, then why work in that job? Why do you expect other people to step in and take care of your family out of their own pockets? Isn't their financial stability important too?
And myself, and try to keep a roof over my head.
But you were not fired?
No, I wasn't. Luckily, I have a really good support team there and everything. They talked me down.
There's a reason they didn't fire you. And hey guys, I want to share some insider information. One of my friends used to work at a restaurant as a waiter and delivery driver. He told me that the business gave them a very low salary. When negotiating the salary before joining, the business would make excuses, saying, "The salary is low, but you'll earn a lot of money from tips." They would even give examples of other employees like, "That guy earned X amount in tips last month," to justify the low pay. This practice needs to stop. Employees should be paid what they truly deserve without relying on tips to make a living. The U.S. should come up with a law to fix this problem as soon as possible and ensure fair wages for everyone.
There was nobody in the store or anything like that.
People losing it over lousy tips seems to be a growing trend.
And here we have some people crying about not getting the tips they wanted.
Eats driver who is in tears after a bad tip.
I had to pay $3 to bring this person their food because there was no free parking anywhere near their building. They tipped me $1.50 and Uber paid me $2.50.
To prevent such incidents, it's crucial to address the underlying issues contributing to such violent reactions. This includes reevaluating tipping culture, ensuring fair wages for service workers, and providing conflict resolution training. This case underscores the need for systemic changes to protect both service workers and customers, ensuring that disputes do not escalate into violence.